This video is sponsored by Squarespace. What's going on, guys? Vincent here from thecreativedojo.net. Welcome to another episode of Dojo TV, a show where we talk about all things motion design and visual effects. For our first tour here, we have a new tutorial by VeryVig. He creates a very cool breakdown and tutorial on his process on how to create a very cool 90s styles anime look within Blender. He goes over kind of what defines the style, a brief history about the look, and how to set up this look and composition within Blender. He also break down the parallaxing and movement, talk about the 2D and 3D assets that he uses, as well as the colors, line work, frame rate, and post effects to really sell this look. It's a very comprehensive and thorough video, and there really isn't a lot of content over this kind of style and look, so definitely check this video out if you're into this kind of style and look. Pretty cool stuff. Our next story is also Blender related. It's a tutorial by AskNK, and he goes over BagaPie for Blender 3.0. It's basically an all-in-one free add-on for Blender and contains a whole suite of tools and features by Baga. And basically some of the tools include scattering, random array, deformations, architectures, IV generators, auto proxies, and much more. There's also a BagaPie asset extension which also integrates with the BagaPie workflow. It includes a whole bunch of useful assets such as plants and rocks and grass, utilities like importers and shaders and demo files. So check this tool out immediately, especially if you're a Blender user. Our beloved video Copilot also updates all of their plugins for After Effects 22 and supports for multi-frame rendering. So you should see a lot of speed improvements when rendering with their plugins. They updated not just their paid plugins, but also their free plugins as well. So even for plugins like Element 3D and optical flares that rely a lot on your GPU, you'll still see a big improvement on your CPU due to a lot of the CPU intensive processing stuff like keying and rendering motion blur. So you'll still see a big improvements. They also updated the UI for better support for 4K scaling. So really for Element 3D and optical flares custom UI, so you'll see a crisp and more optimized UI for your 4K monitors. So they updated stuff for Element 3D, optical flares, heat distortion, orb saver, color vibrance, and VC reflect. Throwback to that plugin. Maxon, the folks behind Cinema 4D, who recently acquired Red Giant and Redshift, has just acquired Pixelogic, the creator of software like ZBrush. So basically they acquired ZBrush. And for those unfamiliar, ZBrush is an industry standard 3D sculpting and painting software used by artists around the world on a whole bunch of Hollywood films and games. And as of right now, the ZBrush pricing remains unchanged and can still be purchased through the original sales channel that you would normally buy it from. But it'll be interesting to see how Maxon integrates these things into their existing product line and their pricing model. And so basically Maxon is just acquiring everything right now. So it's kind of interesting to see for sure. We have a new tutorial from Premium B and my buddy Charles Yeager on this new After Effects depth scanning plugin. So the tutorial, he covers the depth scanner plugin, which is an After Effects plugin that uses artificial intelligence to generate automatic depth maps for your videos and images. The results aren't perfect. There are definitely some hiccups and flickering, but the results are surprisingly pretty decent in certain cases from what I can tell. He'll go over how to use the depth maps with other effects to create really cool looks and transitions. He'll also show you how to generate a depth map from an image in Photoshop for free without any third-party plugins. It's a pretty cool tutorial. The downside is that the plugin is Windows only as of right now, and it costs about $100 US, so FYI. Before we continue, I want to give a quick thanks to our sponsors over at Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace is the only platform to create an amazing website with this for your store, online business, or portfolio. They have amazing themes to choose from, fully customizable so you can make it the way you want it to look like without having any coding knowledge required. They have awesome 24-hour support, and best of all, if you use the promo code DOJO at checkout, you can actually save 10% off your order and support the Dojo. So check it out over at squarespace.com/dojo. Squarespace, the #1 place to create an amazing website. So there's a pretty cool course coming up. It's called Advanced Magical Effects in Houdini. It's a course by Hunter Williams over at Rebelway. The course looks pretty epic, and it'll kind of go over how to create some epic energy, smoke effects, wisps, pulses, and much more in Houdini, and kind of how to bring it all together in a visual effects shot suitable for film and TV productions. You'll also learn kind of procedural motion concepts, tech development, how to build environments and atmospheres, volume deformation, rendering, and a lot more. The course starts soon, but there are multiple course dates available, and it seems like the cost is relatively affordable for this type of level of training as well. So it isn't free, but they also have a free 8-part introduction course to the VFX industry, which again is free. You'll learn the workflow of a visual effects artist, the software and tools, the techniques used by actual professional VFX artists at actual studios. They'll kind of walk you through the industry norms, layouts, previs, animations, rigging, look devs, even salaries and tips on landing a studio job, and a lot more. So if you're interested in doing VFX as a career, this is a great kind of insider look at how VFX is actually done in the industry, and it's something that you will not get by watching YouTube videos. I stumbled upon this cool little 3D texture pack here. It's by Icons A, and it's a free collection of seamless PBR textures, so you can use it for your 3D renders and projects for the ultimate realism. PBR stands for physically based rendering, and there are typically different passes and info embedded in them to let your rendering engines understand how to use them, how to reflect light, and how to display the graphical pattern. Use them in 3D software like Cinema 4D or Blender, or maybe even Element 3D, or game engines like Unity or Unreal Engine. It is free, but it requires attribution and linking to their site, so read the license for more information. Check it out down below. Lastly, our friends over at ActionVFX released some pretty cool stuff. A new tutorial on how to do the electro lightning effect within After Effects. So if you're familiar with Spider-Man No Way Home, you'll kind of use their free lightning collection to create this kind of awesome effect. You'll learn how to create and kind of combine elements to make lightning bolts and electric arcs and stuff like that. And then you'll learn how to compile it all together with atmospheric glows and flickers, face tracking, eye glow, and more to create kind of a convincing and epic effect. They also released an introduction to manual 3D camera tracking in Nuke tutorials, so kind of beginner tutorial on how to import tracking data from a 2D tracker node to the camera tracker node, how to create tracker points to generate a 3D camera solve, and how to reduce the number of errors whenever you try to solve a 3D camera like that. And lastly, they released a new free pack for you guys, free stock elements. It's called the Free Cartoon and Smoke Stock Footage Pack. It's 19 hand-drawn fire and smoke elements, really cool style, unique for kind of an anime look, cartoon look. It's available in HD and 4K at 23.98 FPS. 12-bit ProRes, pre-keyed, and again, it is absolutely free. So awesome stuff from the folks over at ActionVFX. And that pretty much wraps it up for this week, guys. If you guys like videos like this, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm, and go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay notified for more videos like this. My name is Vincent, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.